Well, I made it eventually. I said I was going to do a live stream, and I haven't done one in a very, very long time. So I'm here. So I always feel weird doing these things, doing live streams. It's always a bit odd. It's just that, as the title suggests, it's international weeks and seasons and ends, whatever you want to call it, and we are currently bored. I'm currently bored out of my absolute brain. It's just, you know, they're pointless. I absolutely think that they're absolutely just an absolute waste of time. You had the friendly against Wales, which was just useless, not even worth watching at all. Um, just, just not good. Good, not good. Yeah, Danny, you're right. I should set lives for certain times and stuff, but I figured I'd just come on and have a little chat with everybody. Just if anybody wants to come in and say hello, you're absolutely more than welcome. The usual stuff, but just lives they weird me out a little bit because I'm still not. I'm all right behind the camera, but I'm still not fully comfortable, if that makes sense. So that's just what these are about. I'm going to turn my fan on as well. It's a little bit warm, but yeah. So this is just wanting to have a chat, really, see how everybody's doing, if everybody's coping all right without any normal football and all the international crap that we've got to do. You've got, what was it? Tunchel was complaining about everybody, wasn't he, in the game? So that made everything interesting, to say the least. And then because YouTube is doing its usual thing of being not all over the place, it's making our lives incredibly difficult. So we're all, as creators and content creators, trying to find ways of making it so the videos get out there. So the important thing, please make sure you smash likes. Please make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Lives, I'm still not used to them. I prefer the shorts. It says, yeah, the shorts are a lot easier as well. The shorts are a good way to keep your channel relevant's the wrong word, but just kind of keeping the momentum going with your channel. It's a good way of getting like a little minute video up and being able to say certain things, or just to get sort of a little point out there. Like the last one that I did was to do with the police have arrested somebody and also looking for somebody with regards to throwing bottles and stuff and all those bits and pieces. So I'm happy that that's the case. So long may it continue. People like that don't deserve to be fans, don't deserve to be at the game. So it looks like there could be 2 season tickets that could potentially be up for grabs with that one. So that's interesting, to say the least. What's the other bit of interesting news that's happened? There was a stat that LUFC Data put out yesterday to do with Joe Rodon, and it was that he has now not missed a game up until this point for 2 seasons and stuff and bits and pieces. It's nuts. The last one I did was regarding Nonto. That's Saudi. 500 likes in 12 minutes. Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. There seems to be a. In fact, let me see if I can make this work. So I can put, from memory, because it's been ages since I've used StreamYard for the longest time. So if I do that, comments are supposed to appear on the screen. Whatever that means. So hopefully that'll work. They might appear down here. We'll just have to wait and see. So yeah, there's the Nonto stuff to Saudi, isn't there? I know that one Leeds, Connor, he did a big video on it just not too long ago, actually, saying that it might be something that we have to seriously consider, because if we're at the 100 million PSR limit, we're going to have to look to sell somebody probably to be able to get past that, and then to be able to bring players in at the same time as well. So it's all stuff that's very much up in the air, the usual kind of shenanigans, just as it comes around. It's terrible this time when there isn't much to talk about, unless you're like the normal sort of news channel, like Jer, for argument's sake, with the Leeds View that has content to come out every single day. Like for me, mine's very much talking about the teams that we're going to be playing, and then doing statistical stuff and things like that. It makes it so difficult. Does Yorick have a 40% sell-on clause? That's mental. That's nuts. Mind you were saying that, I know everybody went nuts, didn't they, just recently, because there's that Rafinha, or we're still owed money from Barcelona for Rafinha, and it's like, did we not sort this out like last year? And that the real reason for that is that or the real reason that there's money still owed for Rafinha isn't anything to do with us. It's to do with the loan company that Barcelona used to be able to pay for him in the first place. So it's much of a muchness, isn't it? It's just kind of how you feel about it. So yeah, I don't. I always hate this type of stuff because it's like, what do I talk about? What do I do? What do I say? So I'm gonna have a quick look. Let's look at some really spurious news links that are on that we can have a look at maybe potentially and see what's up here. So let's just have a quick look and we'll just go through certain news things bit by bit. So if I do this right, I should be able to, let me see. So one's called news layout, which I believe should share it, which puts me to there and does that. It's not the right one. Ooh, look at that lady in a lovely silk pajama. It should be banned. Should be banned. I'm only joking. So this is the Leeds Now website, which just gives you like all of the sort of Leeds news all kind of collated into one place, which just allows you to see certain things and have a bit of thanks, Danny. See you soon, pal. Which just gives you just little bits and pieces. Some of it is absolutely hilariously bad. So close. Continue to article. Let's have a look at this. So this is a Leeds Live article. And what have we got here? No thanks. Leeds United face 100 million PSR transfer reality with Sunderland set to be hit by untimely exits. So Leeds and Sunderland will find themselves in different positions in the market. So it says nowadays the January transfer market is often seen by Premier League clubs as a window of opportunity, but one as not a window of opportunity, but one of rescue. This is considered as an African Cup of Nations, usually planted in the middle of European seals like Mohamed Salah. Right, okay. I'm struggling to find what the Leeds link on this is because at the moment it's not telling me very much. Let's just see. Teams are right. So this is talking about African Cup of Nations and the fact that Sunderland are going to have a lot of players going on AFCON. At least it wouldn't be a case of Leeds United. As much Robbie Evans. So this is just talking about how Robbie Evans has maxed his PSR limits. So basically, all this story is telling you is that Sunderland are going to lose a load of players to African Cup of Nations, and we're not. That's the gist of this story as I'm getting it. Jesus, it's a slow news day. And what we're talking about, two possible. Whether Bremen decide to trigger the buyout clause for Isaac Schmidt and Max Wober in January. That's not going to happen. Wober's injured. Schmidt maybe, but Wober's been too injured for that to happen. There is the Cresswell thing. Yep, that's a good chance that could happen. We've got 50% profit for it, 15% profit from that. Hard to see changing stance mid-season. Yeah, this is just to do with Robbie Elliott and saying, not Robbie Elliott, sorry, Robbie Evans and what he had to say about that they didn't want to use the January transfer window as an option. So let's see, what else have we got? So that was 10 hours ago. So Leeds fans demand Fark drops overrated and outsmarted ever present with 18 million star bust. Oh, here we go. This is something that I did want to talk about if it's what I think it is. And I think it's to do with what I don't know. Go away, Team Talk. I'm not going ad for stop being weird. So let's have a quick look on this. So Leeds fans believe it's time for Daniel Farker to make a major change to his lineup with Premier League actions. Where is it? Let me just see. Oh, Christ. Get into the... Right, here we go. So Marshman has put a poll on X where he's asked who should be the centre-half partnership online at this moment in time in terms of who should play and who shouldn't play. And the 70.3% of people think it should be Rodon and Biol, and I'm not sure what people are basing that on really at this moment in time, but it's one of those things. Everybody's entitled to an opinion, but everybody said the same sort of thing when it came to like Ramazani and the fact that Ramazani should be playing or that Joseph should be playing, and you only need to look at what those two are doing over in the Liga at the moment. They aren't pulling up any trees. Ramazani, I think just Joe mentioned it, have only just got to 90 minutes as it stands, so they've not really done, or they haven't done very much at the moment. So just this little piece of information here is funny. There's a lot of rage bait that goes with all of this as well, because people just want to see they just want it. They just want flames and brimfire and people just being upset. I kind of feel sometimes when it comes to us, it just when you look at it from a strike point of view, or strike, however you want to pronounce his name. There have been a couple of instances where he's made a couple of mistakes. His big weakness for me is the turning on the ball and how he actually positions himself within a game. And I have got a prime example of that. Just bear with me a second. Let me just bring this up if I can. I sent this picture to somebody a little while ago, and where is it? Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. That's the one. So this is going to be a really pixelated picture, but this should just give a little indication of what I'm talking about here. So this is the second goal that we conceded against Tottenham. So let me just pull this up to... No, not that one. Not that one. I need to change what I'm sharing. Bear with me, sorry. So video file, image file. So I can stop that if I do that, and then share screen, window, that's the one. And then do that, and then there you go. So looking at it, this is where the second goal comes in, and this is where the issue of what happened for me sort of stands out a little bit. When you look at what's going on in this image, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I think if I put my mouse on there, yeah, that you'll be able to see it a little bit. You should see. Hopefully, you can see my mouse. So this is a part here. Goodmanson has tripped over. The ball's coming through. Kudos has got the has got the ball here. Strikes here. Rodon's there, and you've got Matthias Tell that's running through the middle here. So the issue that you've got here is Strike can see that Tell is kind of by himself a little bit here, but he can also see that Kudos has got the ball and he's going to start to make a run. What he probably doesn't notice is that that Rodon is here, and Rodon does make up the distance on this little section here to come, sort of runs round in an arc like that, if that makes sense, to cover Tell. What Strike should have done here is, instead of backing off, and I know why he backed off, is because he's thinking, Christ, I'm going to have to cover this bit here in case he gets past the ball, or I'm going to have to cover this little, I need to make sure that I've got all eventualities covered. What he should have done is he should have come to the ball a touch, but he also should have moved forward a little bit like this and shown Kudos down here. There's all this space that you can get Kudos to run into. If he manages to show Kudos down this side here, so he's running down the length of the pitch rather than being able to just to cut in and come across him, that then gives Rodon time to come across and cover Tell. It also gives Goodmanson time to then cover Kudos overall. This is just my opinion, but then coming down this side here, pushing him out, it just gives more time for everybody to be able to get sort of slightly back into position. But what he does ultimately is he backs off and backs off and backs off and backs off, which gives Kudos time just to run in and then place the ball in. And even though he still tries to get his foot to it, it still causes the issue of the shot going in. It's just it's an annoyance. It's one of those things. But there's been a couple of little incidences, in my opinion, I've talked about it with a couple of friends, that has caused issues where he's been slightly turned, or he's not kind of been positionally, he's not just been correct. But overall, he's been absolutely fine. And I just feel like with stories like that, where they're saying that Biol should be playing, I think he played 90 minutes for Slovenia as well, didn't he? So, you know, the whole thing that Biol should be playing, whilst I understand it, the one thing that I will say is just bear with it. It's going to be one of them things. Things are going to be different, things are going to be tough, but just people getting annoyed and spitting all of the toys out of the pram because of something that they want to see happen is, I mean, it's funny at the best of times, but that's just me. So, so let's have a look at some other bits and pieces that we might have on here as well. So let's do that. So back to the share the screen. So we've looked at those. How Leeds United stunning new look £120 million side could line up in 2026. What? Oh, this is talking about 2 signings that we're looking at, isn't it? So again, this is just, but this just speaks to all of the stuff that we have to put up with, this, the kind of the news information that comes out that's just horrifically bad that we end up having to listen to. So it's about integrating January reinforcements. Leeds United scheduled to start 2026 as a gauntlet after opening at home to Man U. The fixture for the next 2 months is packed with teams who will expect about the usual stuff. So who are we looking at bringing in? Are we looking at bringing people in, or are we just... Let's go. They always do this. So Lorenzo Pellegrini, we know about him. We've been linked and relinked with him on a regular basis. 29 years old. He's slightly out of the age of what I think that we would normally look to bring in anyways. And then who's the other one? Harry Wilson. So yeah, we're still linked with Harry Wilson as well, but I don't see that happening now. Harry Wilson, I think I have a strong suspicion that it's far too gone. So yeah, that's standard stuff. Leeds United, Gio, give Daniel Fartfield thought on new international roles. What? Let's see what we've got. Just go to the article. Remove ads. What? I don't want to be... No, go. Just there. Thanks. These things are hilarious. Although the international break has been forgettable for the majority of Leeds United players to date, Daniel Fartfield still... Scathed. Yep, who are we talking about? Although Joe Rodon was praised. Yeah, Joe Rodon's good, that's why. Talking about Charlie Crew, Tanaka, Fab Margin. Tanaka secured a 2-2 draw with Paraguay. Slovenia and Sweden both suffered damaging results. So what's Farke supposed to learn? Biol has been a peripheral figure at Leeds this season, having been forced to wait for his Premier League debut. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, okay. A clue for how to unlock the stamina we've been providing Slovenia's game against Kosovo. Biol was using in one of the back three. We talk about this a lot, which is moving everybody to a back three, which the only way that happens is if you're going to play wing backs. So that means having Bogle and Goodmanson as wing backs. That's the only way that's going to happen in any way, shape, or form. So that then makes the midfield 5, and then the attack 3. So it would be a 3-5-3 most of the time, converted to a 5-3. Oh, no, sorry, 3-5-3 most. It's 3-5-3. Can you do that? Yeah, you can. No, you can't. You need 10 outfield players, not 11. So it'd be 2 up top, wouldn't it? So yeah, it's just how you would get it to work. And I don't see Farke changing the system. The system that we've got for what we need it to do at this moment in time, for me, works absolutely fine. It's just depending on who you listen to most or whoever shouts loudest. What have we got here that came up in the last 10 minutes? Leeds United struggling Premier League rivals, considering sacking boss with potential replacement. Who's this? Who are we talking about here? So, except, Lee Sobert. What are we saying? All right, get ready. Get ready for every single... No, not interested. Every single pop-up advert. I just want to say this, right? I love Graham Smith to death. Love his stuff. Just stop asking me questions. This is what happens on the YEP website. It's just absolutely bombarded with pop-ups. It just makes it impossible to be able to do anything with. It's incredibly annoying, but it is just the way that it is. You just kind of have to suck it up. So what are we looking at here? So the owner of Leeds United struggling Premier League rivals, Nottingham Forest, is reportedly considering another boss change with a would-be successor reportedly waiting in the wings. Forest owner Marinakis, he's an absolute maverick of just a weirdo, in all honesty. He just looks like your typical... He looks like a comic book gangster. I can't say it any fairer than that, really. Forest owner is Marinakis. Last season, yeah. Sacking Espirito Santo made no sense to me whatsoever at all. Okay. So yeah, they've got. Well, we know they've got Postecoglou in charge, haven't they? Big Ange, and they're not very happy with him at the moment. I don't think so. According to exclusive report from the Telegraph. No, no, that can't be right. Hang on a second. Considering parting ways with Postecoglou, with Sean Dyche emerging as the front runner waiting in the wings. I mean, talk about Brexit football. You've gone from like interesting champagne style football to Brexit football. Teza, how are you doing? Welcome. That would be mental. If he fired Postecoglou and then brought in Sean Dyche, yeah. Um, wow, that guy is not right in the head. He really isn't right in the head, in all honesty. So, fair dues. What have we got? Predicting Leeds. What's this one here then? I can't believe that if that's true that he's looking at Sean Dyche, that is shocking. All right, predicting Leeds United 4 games after October international break. So, has this got anything to say? So we've got Burnley. For me, we need to target that as a win. We have to target Burnley as an absolute win. No two ways about it. It needs to be that way. Yeah, I'm all good. Thank you, Teza. I'm doing well. My voice is a little bit struggling today, but other than that, I know I'm absolutely fine. I'm struggling in the um in the mire that is international breaks with trying to find content to put out and trying to find stuff to say and all of that good stuff. But let's see. So we've got Burnley, which we know, which we need to be targeting that as a win. West Ham. So they've got Nuno there now, haven't they? So that might be a little bit difficult. And then we've got Forest on the 9th of November. I've missed one there, isn't there? There's Burnley, West Ham, Brighton. Sorry, I wasn't reading the thing properly. We've got Brighton as well. So I'd be wanting 6 points from that. I mean, to be fair, I'd want 9 points from that as a minimum, but we need to be realistic. 6 points over the 4 games is fantastic. 4 points over the 4 games is absolutely enough if we're trying to go on that every time we have a sequence of 4 games that we pick up 4 points, and that puts us on where we need to be able to stay up. So I would like to think that we're targeting at least 6 points, and I think we're good enough to get the 6 points, and maybe not get defeated at the same time as well. So just have to wait and see. So what else have we got? Leeds United for an unusual £43 million attacker admits he once rejected Leeds United. So this has come from Leeds United news. Let's have a look at this and see what absolute bobbins this is going to be about. No Okafor, that's fine. Oh, Charles de Catalano, however you pronounce his name. Yeah, we all remember that. He was coming, wasn't he? He was coming. What's his face at Liverpool was coming as well. I can't remember his name now. So there was loads of players that we were getting that were on planes coming over, getting ready to come and sign. So that's again Philly story. So you can clearly see that everybody's struggling with the international breaks and all that kind of stuff because they're all trying to find stuff to talk about. Let's just see. Mixed reaction from Daniel. What's that? After what happened on not Longstaff. Barks, indispensable Leeds ace, would have walked into Bielsa's 11. This is an opinion piece, so this might be interesting. I don't need to upgrade, so not Longstaff. Okay, so who are we talking about then? I would have thought that Bielsa would have absolutely loved Longstaff just because of his work rate. As manager is adored by Alan Rowe. Faithful. What have we got? The initial campaign. Yeah, no, that's fine. Statistically, one of the most exciting teams to watch. Yeah, no, that's fine. And I get presented for on the October, right? Okay. So who are we talking about? Well, I've gone through about 18 paragraphs and I can't see who we're discussing here. Oh, yeah. I remember that. There have been several standout players in Leeds season. New signing Sean Longstaff has transitioned to life at Ellen Road seamlessly. He's already created 13 chances at the top life. However, it is defensively that is the current. Ethan Ampadu would have slotted seamlessly. Yeah, I can see that. I can see Ampadu slotting into that squad quite well, actually, in fairness, into Bielsa's squad. Longstaff definitely would have got into Bielsa's squad, I think, purely off of the basis of his energy and what he brings to the team. So yeah, I could see Longstaff definitely getting in there. I've said this enough times, and I always maintain it, that we are a much better side with Ampadu in the squad. I think overall we perform better. Overall, I think we play better. He's like the metronome that just gets everything to tick, which is, it's exactly what you want. It's what you need, in my humble opinion. So what are we looking at? Saudi Giants have no intention of selling star striker with Tottenham. Yeah, well, the only reason that's in there is because there is the stuff that's around Nonto, isn't there? There's a lot of talk around Nonto at the moment, just in terms of him potentially being sold in January. I think we do know that if we are going to buy anybody in January, that people are going to have to be sold. I think what you'll probably find is that I would say probably in the background that the club are looking at sorting out the Melier situation. I think that will happen in January, definitely. So that'll free up a little bit of cash. I can see potential. I mean, would you want Nonto to go there? Because he's the only real decent right-sided attacker that we kind of like and that we want at the moment, I would have thought. But yeah, it's a bit of a difficult one. It's a tough one, but that's kind of where we are with it all. Right. Really, really short stream. I just wanted to again test the waters. I promise you I'm going to start to do this a lot more often. So I just figured I'd give it a quick go tonight, just to make sure that certain things are working, all of that kind of good stuff. But thank you for everybody that's stopped in and watched. Hopefully I've entertained you a little bit and not made it as boring as what it usually is because of the international break. But yeah, as usual, guys, take care of each other. Most importantly, take care of yourself. I will see you on the next one. Take care. Cheers.